All right, so these are the answers for our Chapter 10 practice test. We're going to start with number 1 is y plus 4 over 2. Number 2 is 2y plus 1 over 5y plus 2. Okay, number 3 was unfactorable the way I did it. It was unfactorable the way I did it. All right, so there were a couple different problems, and I want you guys all to write them down because they will work out to be better for you. I want you to practice those before you take the chapter test. Okay, so on number 3, it should have been 2x squared plus 3xy plus y squared. Okay, all over 3x plus y. So that's number 3.
3x plus 3y or 3x plus y?
Oh, 3y, you're right. Sorry. Okay, so it should have been that. Number 5 should have been, it would have made it easier. Not that we couldn't do it, so I want you to work on this. 4x minus x squared over 2x plus 3 divided by 16x squared minus 4x, here's where it went, cubed, all over 8x plus 12. Okay. Number 9 was also wrong, and I believe it is looking like this. Can't seem to get number 9 right, regardless. I'm getting so many different, but I had it right twice earlier. 1 over y squared minus 4 minus, and then I have a y plus 3 over, and then we have a y squared minus y minus 2.
Wait, it's plus y.
I know, but it should have been a minus y.
It's not our fault.
Okay? So it became, there was no cross canceling. And then number 14 should have been, the numerator was correct, 1 minus 4 over y squared over 1 minus 5 over y, and then it should have been plus 6 over y squared. Okay, so do you understand what changes we should have made? I want you to practice those this weekend. We can actually do them in class too. So today we're working on the practice test. This is, so did I finish reading answers? So for the corrected answer for number 3, the answer is 2x plus y over 3. If you had done it without that y squared, you could not factor it. It's not factorable.
It is actually.
Only in the denominator. So number 4 is 1 minus x over 3. Number 5 is 1 over x. Number 6 is x over the quantity of x plus 2 times the quantity of x minus 2. That's supposed to be a minus 2. Number 7, 2 times the quantity of 3 minus t over t squared plus 1. Questions?
I don't know how, but I got negative 2 times the quantity.
You probably just factored out the numerator and flipped it around. Yes?
Oh, wait.
Can I go on to the next one? Okay, going on. So this is the old answer from the old problem, and this is the old answer. Okay. Number 8 is 7x minus 4 over x times the quantity of x minus 1. Number 9, I got negative y squared plus 5 over y plus 1 times the quantity of y plus 2 times the quantity of y minus 2. Number 10 is 30, and the restriction is 0. Number 11 is negative 2, 3, And the restriction is x cannot equal 0 or 1. Number 12, solution A is 30 liters. Solution B is 20 liters. Number 13 is 2 2/5 hours. Number 14 is the quantity of y plus 2 times the quantity of y minus 2 all over y plus 1 over y minus 6. Okay, questions? Yes.
First of all, I don't understand number 10, how you got that. And second, for 13,
Okay, we're going to do one at a time. So somebody's asking for number. Do you want to start in order or do you want to? What?
3, 5, 7, and 9.
Okay, so let's start with 3. Okay, so the thing about 3 is 2x squared plus 3xy plus y squared all over 3x plus 2y. Now, normally, if you have a coefficient here, it's really a coefficient here and a coefficient here, we have to do lead coefficient factoring. Okay? But since they both don't have it, when I make my x marks the spot, I really just I'm still doing x marks the spot, right? What multiplies to 2? Because this is basically the same thing as y squared plus 2x squared, plus 3xy. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you wanted to tell me. Should have been a 3 here, right? Okay. So plus 3xy plus y squared. Okay? So normally, plus x squared. Plus 2x squared, right? If it were like...
2y squared.
No. This is the original problem. Okay? Can't I move the 2x squared over here? No. Isn't it the same thing?
No.
Why? Absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. 100%. They're all positive. I can move them around. Nobody says I can't. So if that were the case, it doesn't matter if your number is there or here. I'm putting what multiplies to 2 and adds to 3. What is it, guys? 2 and 1. So when I go to factor this, right? Okay, what's the root of x squared? So I'm going to need an x and an x in the first position. What's the root of y squared?
Y.
I'm going to need a y and a y. Okay, I'm noticing it's plus plus. That's going to matter. Don't wait. Now, my answers are 1 and 2, positive 1 and 2. Would they be the coefficients for the x or for the y? Look at your original problem. Bryce?
For the y.
What makes you say that? Justify your answer.
Oh, never mind. It's the x because they're both coefficients for the x.
Right, because that's the one that has the coefficient. So you can't put a 2 here and make it go away. So it has to go with the x. One's going to be a 2, one's going to be a 1. Notice they're both positive, positive. So this is going to be positive, this is positive, and we're done. You can FOIL it back. First, 2x squared, outside, plus 2xy, inside, plus xy, and last, plus y squared. Does that equal what we started with?
Yeah.
It simplifies to it, yes. Yes, question.
I did lead coefficient factoring. You could do that as well, right?
You could have, but why?
I didn't know.
Why? It's just more steps. Because you end up multiplying by 2, divide by 2. You end up in the same place. Okay? So, unless I have a coefficient for both the first and the last term, I don't lead coefficients. Too much work. Over here, I can factor out a 3. I'm left with x plus y. What can we cross cancel now?
1 x plus y.
Yep, and then we're left with 2x plus y, all over 3. Questions?
I just got 2y plus x. I'm not sure how.
Because you moved your y over here. You didn't write it correct to the original problem. I don't know how you got the 2y. Okay, yes.
Can you do the new number 9?
Okay, we're going to get there. So let's go to, he said 5. Okay, I'm reminding you I'm recording, so if you have something, please raise your hand. And, okay, yes.
Can we do 4?
Okay, number 4 is 1 minus x squared over 18 times 6 over 1 plus x. So I have to factor 1 plus x times 1 minus x all over 18 times 6 over 1 plus x. So I'm going to cross cancel. I can take a 6, I'm left with 1, and I'm left with 3. I'm left with 1 minus x all over 3. Okay? 5. Okay, number 5, which is 4x minus x squared. I think I gave you the new answer with the edit, okay? Do you understand? This is the answer with the edited problem. That was x squared minus 4 plus, oh no, it's divided by, sorry, I'm miswriting it. Number 5 is 2x plus 3. And then it's divided by, and then I have 16x squared minus 4x. But remember, I made a mistake. So I'm doing the newer way. 8x plus 12. You with me? Okay, so I'm writing it down. The first one, what can we factor?
An x.
Okay, an x, right? Not a 4x. Okay, we can factor an x. And I'm left with 4 minus x all over 2x plus 3. Now, I have to multiply it by the reciprocal. So this is going to go here, and this is going here. Okay? So it's going to, and I'm going to factor. What can be factored here?
4.
Okay, I'm going to take a 4, and I'm left with 2x plus 3. And what can be factored in the top? Bryce?
In the top, you can factor you can factor out as a GCF of 4x squared.
Good. And then what's left is a 4 minus x. Okay, now I'm ready to cross cancel. I'll cross cancel with the blue. So the 4 minus x gets cross canceled. The 2x plus 3 gets cross canceled. We can cross cancel the 4s. I can take one x out, but I'm left with another. I can take another x out, and I'm left with 1. So I'm left with 1 over x. Now that only works that way if you add that x cubed. Do you understand? I made the mistake. I made a typo because I typed it so late. Okay, questions? Okay, moving on to anybody for 6?
I have a question.
Yep.
If you wrote the old answer and you got the old answer right, does it count as like?
Yeah, of course it's fine.
Like,
Okay, number 6. Number 7. Okay, so I have 2 minus t over t squared plus 1 minus t minus 4 over t squared minus 1. The big thing to remember is we have that minus, and it has to be distributed. So we distribute here. It becomes, I'm writing 2 minus t.
Wait, you have
it's
T squared plus 1.
I was scared. For the second fraction.
Oh, yeah, the second one was, sorry, I thought it should have been 1. Yes. Okay, so I have to distribute here, and then it's minus t. I have plus 4, right? Did I do that right?
No, you forgot the T. It's minus 2.
Oh, I didn't distribute it right. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Shh. Okay, so I get a minus t, and then I get a plus 4, all over t squared plus 1. So now I'm going to combine my like terms. That's positive 2 and 4. That's a 6. And negative t makes negative 2t. And all over t squared plus 1. And now I'm going to factor that numerator. I'm going to take out a 2. I'm left with 3 minus t all over t squared plus 1. Bryce, you said that you factored out a -2. I mean, that you got, yeah, a -2. If you got -2, then inside here should be t minus 3. Okay, which could have been fine. That's equivalent. So if you factored out a -2, then it would have been t minus 3 all over t squared plus 1. Either of these answers would have been correct. Okay, anybody for number 8? Number 9? Oh, yes. I'm like not on a good streak today. And I think mostly because, first of all, it takes a little bit, and then I have such a limited space here. 1 over y squared minus 4. Okay? Minus y plus 3 over, let's try it the correct way. Y squared minus y minus 2. Okay. Step 1, I have to factor. 1 over y plus 2 times y minus 2. Okay? I've got my minus. Just write that in red. And then we've got y plus 3 all over. I've got to factor this. So what multiplies to -2 and adds to -1? Yep.
-2 and 1.
-2, -1. So this would be y minus y plus 1. There it is. That's what I did wrong last time. Okay. And y minus 2. Okay? So, on the first fraction, we have to multiply by what, and I'm going to put this here because it really needs that to be distributed in. Okay? The first fraction we can multiply by, what's it missing?
Y plus 1 over y plus 1 because...
Okay, stop. Brief. Okay, what are we missing in the second one? Go, Annabella. Y plus 2 over y plus 2. Now, here, we really get a y plus 1, right? Then there's a minus y plus 3, right? Times y plus 2. That's the new numerator that we have to deal with. All over now, the common denominator is y plus 1, y plus 2, times y minus 2. Okay? I have to distribute, well, I have two things to do. We have to FOIL this. Okay? So just that part, I'm going to get a y plus 1, right? Minus, and when I FOIL that, I get y squared plus 5x plus 5y, sorry. Just hope I get this right. Plus 5y plus 6. Okay? Now, hold on. So now I'm not going to factor the negative yet. You have to still distribute it. We've got to distribute it here. Okay, so I've got my, I'm going to, okay, I'm going to just write my, like, it's the same, right? Everybody understands that? Okay, so I'm going to now distribute, my new numerator is going to be a y plus 1 minus y squared, stop, minus 5y minus 6. Did I make any mistakes? The new numerator is going to be, same thing, right? Now I've got to combine my like terms. Okay, we have a negative y squared, okay? Use that. I have negative 5y and positive y.
So
Negative 4y. Okay, we have negative 6 and positive 1. Negative 5. Yeah, I can't get it. Okay. And then I get Maybe it needed to be a plus. No, it was a plus before. Okay, and then we end up with y plus 1 times y plus 2 times y minus 2, right? Negative y squared minus 4y, let me go. Negative y squared, I'm just rewriting it, minus 4y minus 5 all over the same thing, which was
Y plus 1 times the value of
y plus 1, y plus 2, y minus 2. Now, if I factor that negative 1 out, I'm left with y squared plus 4y minus plus 5 all over y plus 1 times y plus 2 times y minus 2. But there's nothing. Now, I thought I could factor this. I did it earlier. What multiplies to positive 5 and adds to 4? I'm going to pause it. All right, I did do that correctly. If this is the answer, or this is the answer. I thought I was doing it wrong because I thought there was some way I could factor it more. Yeah.
But for the answer on our practices, you had.
But that's because I gave you the answer for the old question. Did you not get that with the old question?
No.
And that was with,
So I think it's 3 over y minus 2.
that's when this was originally, when this right here, I had originally written, how did I write it? Plus y minus 2. So what multiplies to negative 2 adds to 1. Negative 2 adds to 1 would be positive 2, negative 1. So this, it would have changed everything because this would have been plus 2 and negative 1. Do you understand? Okay. Well, it's a whole nother problem, basically. Okay, but I said I'm going to do the new version and you guys didn't object. So I want to go on to some others. I'm going on in order. Number 10, anybody? Number 10. So I have 17 over y minus 1 over 6 equals 2 over 5. I'll try and do that one at lunch at the end of the video if you want to look at it. Okay? The original one. Okay. Does anybody else need this problem? We're multiplying by 30y. Anybody need me to do it? Should I move on? Okay. Multiplying by 30y. It's not your turn to do it. Go, Alana. When I distribute, what gets canceled?
The y's.
Good. And then I'm left with, and then 6, I left with minus 5y equals, I get a 6 here, equals 12y. Okay? I'm adding 5y. I'm adding 5y. We get a 510 equals 17y. Divide by 17. And y equals, that would be 3, 0. Good. And I knew that because I just multiplied 30 times 17. So the solution is 30. But the restriction, what is y not allowed to equal, Alana? No, what is y not allowed to equal? 0, okay. Because it would give me a 0 here. Yes.
When you get the answer, like in the answer
Shh.
column, do you have to put it in the brackets?
You can either say y equals 30, that's fine. Okay? All right, next one, 11. 11, anybody? Okay, I have 12 over x minus 12 over x minus 1 equals negative 2. We have to multiply by the common denominator, and that would be x times x minus 1. To clear the denominator, with equations we clear. With expressions we multiply by fancy ones. X times x minus 1, right? And so here when I distribute, the x's cancel. I'm left with 12 times x minus 1 Here when we distribute, we have minus, the x minus 1 cancels, and I'm left with minus 12x equals negative 2x times x minus 1. I'm going to distribute 12x minus 12 minus 12x equals negative 2x squared plus 2x. Notice these two will cancel each other out, and so the other one I'm going to add 12. I'm adding 12 to both sides. I'm putting that in standard form. I end up with negative 2x squared plus 2x plus 12. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. I could have factored a 2, but I'm choosing to divide. I don't want that dangling 2. I get 0 equals x squared plus x plus 6. So what multiplies to 6 and adds to 1? 2 and a 3. And we get x plus 3 times the quantity of x plus 2. Oh, wait.
Where does the negative go? In negative 2x squared.
Oh, sorry. It should have been, sorry. When I factored out, I should have divided by a negative, right? And then I'm left with this and this. And so then what goes to negative, what multiplies to 6 but adds to negative 1?
Negative 6.
Oh, yeah, it would have to be negative 6. What is it? Whoops. Whoa.
Negative 3 and 2.
Negative 3, positive 2.
And it's a negative 1.
Shh. And it's a negative 1. Good. Okay, so I'm getting x minus 3 times the quantity of x plus 2 equals 0. X minus 3 equals 0. X plus 2 equals 0. X equals 3 or x equals negative 2. Yeah, negative 2, 3. It is here. Okay, so now what is, oh wait.
On the board it says 7x minus 4 over x times the quantity of
Okay, that's a different problem. We're on number 11. Okay, now, does that qualify? Shh. That's 3 and negative 2. What are the restrictions? X cannot equal what? Yes.
0 and 1.
0 or 1.
But why did you get rid of the negative 2 when you factored out?
Well, we said what multiplies to, because I didn't like factoring a negative 2 here.
Okay.
Lead coefficient, so I got rid of it. It changed it. Okay, so my solution is x equals 3 or negative 2. And what the restriction is 0. Move it out of your hands, please. Move it away from your hands. Thank you. Okay, next problem. Oops. Next one is 12. Anybody? Okay, let's do these are solution and mixture problems. Oops. Okay. I am going to, yes, question.
So just asking, compared to the study guide, compared to the test, which one is harder? Like, is the study
Okay,
guide harder?
there. I base it off my test, so. Okay, and then let's call this the mix. Okay, the first one is, it says it's a 10%. This is a 60%. And notice that the mixture is always the middle number. There's a low, a high, and the middle is always the mixture. So I'm going to make that 0 and 3/10. This one is 0 and 6/10, and this is 0 and 1/10. We have, it says solution A is 10% alcohol. Solution B is 60% alcohol. How much of each is needed to make 50 liters of a solution that is 30% alcohol? Where does the 50 go? Yes.
The 50 goes in the mix.
Okay, it's the mix. Now, if that's the mix, do we know what A is? Somebody else? Go. x. We don't know what it is. We give it a temporary name, call it x. Now, we also don't know what the 60% is, so we take the total 50 and subtract out the 10% amount that we put in, and that will give us the 60%. So it's 50. Multiply across. Okay, I make my equation. It is 1/10 x, 0 and 1/10 x, plus 6/10 times 50 minus x equals 0 and 3/10 times 50. I want to get rid of my decimal. I'm going to multiply both sides by 10. Why 100? Okay, 10. So I just need to move my decimal once. X plus 6 times 50 minus x equals 150. 10 times, that becomes 3 times 50 is 150. All right, I'm distributing. X plus 300 minus 6x equals 150. 5x, negative 5x, 300 equals 150. Subtract 300. Negative 5x equals negative 150. Divide both sides by negative 5. X equals positive 30. So that means I had 30 here. And how many of the 60? Go. 20. So for the 10% solution A, we had 30, and we're talking liters. For the 60% solution B, we had 20 liters. Okay? Quickly moving on. The next one, number 13, anybody? Okay? Remember, this is our job over time plus job over time equals job over time. So we're talking about liqueur plus sake is equal to the together time. Okay? So liqueur is one job in 4 hours weeding, and sake is doing one job in 6 hours. The total is one job in X hours. My common denominator is 12x. I get a 3x here. I get a plus 2x. 12x equals 12. We get 5x equals 12. Divide by 5. And this you need to change to a mixed number. So it goes 2 times. We have a remainder of 2 over 5, and we're talking hours. So together time, it takes 2 2/5 hours. Now, our last problem. Can I continue? Yeah.
Can we write 2 hours and 24 minutes?
That's fine. You can convert it to minutes. You can convert it to decimals. Okay, I want to do this so that you see it the fixed way. Who asked for this? Okay, did you get the fixed way?
I think so.
Okay, 1 minus 5 over y. Instead of minus, it should be plus 6 over y squared. Now before, it said minus 6 over y squared. Let's try it this way, because there's more cross-canceling we can do. What's my least common denominator? Y squared. I'm going to multiply everything by a y squared. Okay, when I distribute here, I get a y squared. When we distribute here, we get minus 4. All over, when I distribute here, I get y squared. I have to distribute here. We have to take out one y, and I'm left with minus 5y. And when I distribute here, I'm left with plus 6. Now I can factor both. Let me bring that back up here. Y squared minus 4 over y squared minus 5y plus 6. Okay, y plus 2 over y minus 2. All over y squared, y, you got to factor that. What multiplies to positive 6 and adds to negative 5?
Minus 3 minus 2.
Okay, so we're doing y plus, no, y minus 3 times y minus 2. Okay, now these cancel. We're left with y plus 2 over y minus 3. Okay, now again, I'm giving you the one that had a little bit more cross-canceling in it because my typo, typing this up at 10 o'clock at night, forgot that. And then you couldn't cross-cancel as much. I want you having that practice. Yes?
Without, with the cycle, is it y plus 2 times 1 is y minus 2 over y plus 1 times y
Yes, yes, y plus 2 times the quantity of y minus 2 all over y plus 1 times the quantity of y minus 6. That's what I got for the other one. Does this need to be recorded? And that's it. Those were the practice questions that people asked.